So I want to have 4 quarterbacks on the roster every single season. You have your starter, you have your backup, and then you have 2 players developing. So I would love it to have like either a senior, a junior, like every year, basically bringing in 1 quarterback is what I would like to do. But because of the structure of these guys right now, so we have 2 juniors. So unless someone moves or leaves, which this guy might, depending on who I end up going with, I probably will play this guy just because he's faster. But depending on that, we'll probably still be at 4 quarterbacks next season, which then that would be the season we would want to bring somebody in, because I don't know. What I'm doing right now is I'm looking over my roster. I'm seeing who I want to redshirt. Like I'll redshirt this guy. But while I'm doing this, I also am looking to see for recruiting, like what positions I need to recruit for my personal liking of my roster. So, like I just said, I want 4 quarterbacks, and I want to recruit a quarterback every single season. I think I'm just going to start that and have 5 and end up cutting 1 if I end up getting a good quarterback, or, maybe I don't get a good quarterback, but I'll have to cut somebody. Like, you never know. So that's what I'm doing now. It's like, obviously I feel the same way about running backs. The offense that we're going to be running is actually going to dictate that we need more. So I'm going to actually look for 5. So I'm thinking like every 2 or 3 years we're going to get 2 running backs instead of just 1. But we want to at least get 1 running back a season, and then, like I said, add 1 in every once in a while. I could redshirt this guy, but we would be completely screwed. I do like this guy, just because he's faster. He's got really good acceleration. But his ball carrier moves are kind of poopy. So I'll stick with this guy, just a little bit less speed. All 3 should get work in this offense, though, that I'm going to try to put together. So if we want 5 running backs, I want 1 fullback. We don't have a fullback, so I'll put fullback on my list. Receivers, we won't need as many receivers, so I'm thinking like 6. So if I'm looking at this, we're going to have for next year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll have 13 receivers next year, which is crazy. So this is our best receiver, and he's only a sophomore. There's a part of me that wants to redshirt him and give him another year so that we can pair him with better players. But I think that he'll develop really well if we keep him where he's at. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these bottom guys, I'm just going to go ahead and hit all the ones that are under 60. This guy, I don't know what his blocking's like. Potentially could be a tight end, depending. I mean, I want to run that. He's a boot. 170 is also not a good weight for a tight end. So I'm actually just going to go. So I can't do that guy and that guy. So I'm going to go ahead and redshirt this guy too. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players on the 8 receivers on the active roster. Tight end, I want to keep 4. So 1 tight end a season. I don't need to recruit a wide receiver at all, even though I'm not like super thrilled with any of them. I would like to have like a super burner that I could put a kick returner, slot receiver, maybe put it on the outside to get a couple cheap shot plays out of it. But, we'll see. I didn't put that down on my recruiting list, though, so I don't even know if we might get around to it towards the end of the recruiting cycle, if we've gotten everything that we need. Like I said, for tight ends, I want the same thing. I want 4 tight ends, and it looks like we're kind of in the same boat where we won't really need to recruit a tight end. I mean, this guy's kind of dookie. He's a blocking, so let's see what his blocking looks like. Not amazing. Not amazing. This guy right here could probably switch over to tight end or to fullback. This guy also. So I'm going to actually redshirt this fella and that fella. And then we will put Gainer probably up. Yeah. Gainer. He'll probably end up being our fullback. Diaz would be in the mix. So we don't need to draft the tight end, or draft. Jesus. We don't need to recruit a tight end. We will need to get a tackle. I like to be at 3 linemen at every position. You could say 4 just to keep it rolling, but I'm cool with Junior starting. And there's gonna be a big drop off though. This guy's gonna have to develop a lot. So this might even be one that I'll star as a. We might want to try to get somebody through the transfer portal if possible for left tackle. Just because I'm not, even if this guy gets 10 points, he's a 67 left tackle. He's still not great. So, and that's like a crazy amount of gain. So we will need a left guard. This guy will end up probably being pretty decent. So we won't need to star it. Yeah, so that's my process basically. If I think that so I don't like to count on freshman recruits to start. I like to, sophomores, redshirt freshmen maybe, but typically I'm wanting to develop these guys at a young age, like give them more years to play with me, and then I'll recruit. If I need a starter, I'll try to get that through either like a JUCO or, even though that's kind of iffy, or a transfer. So that's, like I said, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So like if I didn't think that this guy would move up to like a 72 or something, or, at a respectable clip, then I would say this is a position that potentially I would recruit for, or I would get a transfer. And I could do that with this position because it's not very good. And then, he's a sophomore and he's a 66 overall. So, not sure how he might even move away. So, depending on that, we might have to look at a center. I'm not going to put it on the board yet, but he's not good. He's not great. And, at the end of it, he might end up being like a 78, maybe, depending. Decent at guard or right guard. And, wow, we're going to need a right tackle. But this guy, he's nice. Both these guys are nice. So now we're going to look at the defensive side. So like I said, I have position minimums. I like to have 3 ends at each position. I'm going to be running a 4-2-5 zone defense. So having a really impactful D-line is really important, and keeping those guys rotating, like development-wise. We're going to lose 2 defensive ends at the end of the season because I'm not going to redshirt my best defensive end. Potentially, he's not my best. He's my second best. But, we have guys here. But I'm going to I keep these guys in body types and archetypes. I like to have my left end as more of a balanced guy. I still want him to be dominant. I still want him to be able to speed rush. I still want him to be good against the run. So he's kind of going to be like our best dude. Whereas, like, the right end is going to be more of our speed guy. He doesn't have to necessarily be insane. He can just be a speed guy, and I'm cool with that. Even though they both have to be good. They can run left just like they can run right. It really doesn't matter. This is just a little bit of a preference that I have. My left end is more of a balanced guy. My right end is more of a pass rush specialist. And then, if I have 3 good pass rush specialists at right end and my left end is a balanced guy, then when we get to third down, I might be able to kick my left end inside and he might be able to, dominate a guard or something. So that's kind of the thought process with that. We will be losing him, but we'll have all these dudes, even though they're not great. I'm going to go ahead and redshirt these bottom 2. Potentially. Let's see. Potentially this fella. That guy's booty cheeks too. Yikes. Okay. I potentially could redshirt all 4 of these defensive ends here and just run with these guys. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I can run with 4 just because they're so bad. I mean, 64 is these they're not so bad. I mean, in terms of playing, they're not going to play. And I might be able to get an extra year out of them. Defensive tackles, I like to have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be at 5. I'm going to redshirt these 2 dudes. Now, obviously, this isn't even looking at their ability. This is just literally numbers that I'm looking at. I am also looking at, I said I'm only looking at numbers, but I am looking at their overalls stuff too. But the biggest factor in the game is not going to always be their overall. So you never know. Middle linebacker, I like to have 3. Right outside linebacker, I like to have 3. But basically, what I was getting at is that our roster, our talent of our roster isn't really being considered in this that much. It's more numbers. And then the thought process behind that is that I'm only going to be recruiting good players. So the roster is just going to get better as long as I'm hitting the positions that I considered low or whatever the plan is. So I like to have 6 or 7 corners. That one's a little bit more free thinking, and it just depends. I do come out in dime, so I like to think that I would have a couple extra corners in case we had injuries. So 6 is usually pretty good. 7 if I have a guy, an extra guy that I've recruited that I want to develop. Maybe he's a freak. So just based off these numbers, or these guys here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys are all returning. I'll redshirt this guy. And let's see, Coach Prestige. I'm just going to let him play it out because he might not stick around. I was thinking about redshirting him. And then, but then that would put us down in like 4 corners. But these guys are very similar in terms of their overalls. I didn't look at their coverage whatsoever. So I guess I don't know if they're, I was thinking if they were the same, then I would redshirt. This guy's a little bit better in man and press. He must be bad at awareness or play rec or something. Maybe even tackling. I don't know. I'll make that determination later. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna redshirt anyone else. Corner or safeties are really, really important. I run a 4-2-5, so I like to have, it's big nickel. I like to have 3 safeties on the field. So my best position is that. I like to have my best position. I like to be my safeties and my D line. If that could be the focal point of if that is the focal point of the defense, but if I have good players at those positions, you know, it kind of just murders everybody. We have 3. Our free safety's pretty decent. I like him. There will be a point where next year we'll have to recruit 3. So I might put a free safety on. I might recruit a free safety just so that the numbers aren't so crazy. Because they're all 3B seniors. So that would mean if I recruited somebody this year and they're seniors, he would get redshirted that year, this next year, and then potentially be a redshirt freshman starting, and then I'd recruit 2 more that year, and potentially maybe a transfer. So I'm going to put down 1. I mean, we have all these guys, so I could also move, like this guy's a free safety build. He's 92 speed. I would put him at free safety just based off his speed. But again, he'd be a senior, so I guess that's kind of a moot point. 1, 2, 3, 4. So technically we have 4. I'm gonna redshirt these dudes. Kickers and punters. I like to, once I get a punter or a kicker who is a junior, I like to recruit somebody their junior year. So we already have one. So I technically wouldn't recruit another kicker until this guy's junior year. The thought is he'll be a junior. I'd recruit somebody when he was a senior. That guy would be redshirted, and then he'd be a redshirt freshman starting. That's the thought. Is I'm just trying to maximize my time and roster management. So like, you know, he might not be the best redshirt freshman kicker of all time, but by the time he is a junior, he's probably going to be pretty decent if I've done a good job recruiting. And then his replacement is coming in. So it's like, I really, in this scenario, I'm not recruiting anybody until this guy is a junior. So really doesn't matter. This guy doesn't matter in that. I'm only looking at the lowest. So like this guy is going to kick when he's a senior. This guy's not going to kick when he's a junior. He's going to kick only when he's a senior. So I'd be next year is when I would recruit a kicker, not this year. Punter is exactly the same. And I'd be redshirting both these fools. And, you know, depending on development, one of them's probably going to get cut because I don't want to have 3 punters or 3 kickers. I want to have 2 at max. Okay. So we got our red shirts figured out. Now, the hardest part of setting the depth chart, actually, before we get too far away, I want to see who our best kick returner is. Now, the kick returning stat really doesn't mean jack, because I'll be the one that's returning the kicks. But I do like to kind of stick with it a little bit. I don't just like putting the very fastest guy. I do like doing it, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to just put the fastest guy at kick returner and be like, yeah, he's an all-state, or he's an all-American kick returner, but he's got like 12. So I kind of like to stay. I like to look at their kick returning stat. I don't think it has anything to do with on the field performance. We got 3 guys, 5'8", 5'9". They're both fast. These are going to be our 2 kick returners. I don't think that we need another one. They're both juniors. So, I recruit kick returners. So, I put it on the sheet. I don't really know how I'm actually going to determine if a guy's a kick returner or not, because I'm not really looking at that stat. I don't even think you can in recruiting. So, you know what? I usually write that down, that I'm going to recruit a kick returner. But I think I just determined in speaking to you that this is not something I should do. It's a waste of freaking time, man. Okay, so let's go look at our depth chart. And actually, I'm going to start with O-line. O-line is the hardest depth chart position to figure out, because they might be a left tackle, but they might be like heavy in run block power, whereas a lot of times those defensive ends are not going to be using power moves. They're going to be using finesse moves. So having a really high run block power is probably not something you need. You need a lot of pass block finesse and on the outside and power on the inside. So I want to go see who my best lineman is, just looking at these stats. So who's my best power pass blocker? Well, it's this left tackle, my right tackle, and the left guard. So the left guard makes sense. His pass block finesse doesn't need to be high. His run block power does need to be high. So my first position is my right guard. I want to be my best power run blocker. And lead block, impact blocking, great. Those 2 I really care more for my center, or because I'm thinking they're going to hit next level a lot more. So if he's my best, I guess he's exactly the same. Run block finesse. What is your pass block power? So these 2 dudes are going to be my guards. Seymour and Daquan. So, and I think I'm going to put him at left. Yeah. I'll put him at left guard, put him at right guard. So, the configuration will be Seymour at right. And Thomas left guard. And now I'm doing the exact opposite with my tackles. I want to find the very best pass block finesse, which, of course, and run block finesse. So he's got the best of that. He might end up being my right tackle because a lot more left ends have that. Block finesse. This Thomas dude. He's nice. Okay. So James is going to be my left tackle. I think he might even be my best lineman. I don't know. This guy here might end up being, but James at left tackle and Blanchard at right tackle. And then who's my best lead blocker? Seymour, James. Oh, okay. Impact blocking. Whoa. So that run block power is terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. Like, my first thought was, okay, 95 lead impact blocking is going to be sick. You know, if he's hitting next second levels and stuff from the center, because a lot of times the center might not be covered, and he'll, you know, be going up against middle backers, or, you know, running inside zone, and I'm running left, for instance, and he comes off the nose, the right guard overtakes that nose, center goes next level, and now he's blowing up some linebacker. So I actually think I'm going to just try him at center. If he starts going crazy, like giving up a lot, or a lot of block sheds are happening, then, you know, I might move down here to somebody else, because, you know, run block power and finesse, the finesse isn't almost, it's not almost useless, but a lot of times you only have speed rusher. That's only going to happen. That attribute is only going to be looked at whenever you have sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, so a lot of times you're only going to have, you will have speed rushers at D tackle who use finesse, and I feel like they're the outliers. In recruiting, there's a lot of them. So, you know, throughout the dynasty, it ends up being a problem. But basically, what I'm saying is the center position is not going to be one-on-one a whole lot unless it's pass blocking situations. If I'm running what I want to run, I don't know. It just really depends. But the center's not going to be pulling, so the lead blocking is probably not going to be important. Now, he's a screen. This guy is a guard that I'm going to be playing at center. Like I said, let's just try it out, see what happens. If it ends up being bad, you know, maybe we might look to see who the next best run blocker is or something and go from there. Okay, so we can actually now go back over to our depth chart and actually set them. It's just easier to look at your lineman's configuration and their attributes in the roster screen, because you can organize it based off that. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy the start, because he's got better throw power, he's got better speed, and there will be some option plays for sure. And that's something we'll do. We'll go over building our playbook to kind of go with this here in a minute. Our 3 running backs. I'm going to put this guy at third down back because I want to use him. He might get a big, yeah, look, this guy's, he's definitely going to be a legitimate back, and he's our fastest guy right now, and he's got the best hands out of the backfield. Norton's nice. You know, let's start the young guys if we can. Golden, I like these guys. And I hate to just like go look at their speed and be like, that's it. But 92, is nice. He's our fastest player. I don't want to not have him on the field. I don't know how many three wide receiver sets we're going to run. This might end up changing to where I'll move him down one, but one speed's not crazy. And he's got better acceleration. Tight end. Yeah, kind of like that. We'll see how that goes. And then this is where we have our setups. I already knew I wanted James there. And then Thomas will be our left guard. Our center is going to be Loins. Okay. He's already our starting right guard, so I got to change that. Our right guard is Seymour. And our right tackle. Yeah, okay. All right, so the offensive line is set. Now we need to look at our... All right, I hate how they do that. It's like they always switch. It's like, why is he listed as a right end? If we're going to just flip him in every single time, or flip it at every single roster in the game. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so like I said, I want him. This guy right here is probably my most balanced defensive end. Adler. Yeah, he's got strength. His speed's kind of poo. Acceleration isn't amazing, but he's not supposed to be a speed rusher. He's supposed to be more of a balanced guy. So I expect more. Yeah, okay. Block shedding is the biggest one for this position for me. So if I just start there and work my way to everything else they can do is a bonus. That's kind of how I'm looking at that. So this guy, okay. Yeah, this is good because then Richards will be the backup right in. Yeah, okay. Cool. And I think our left outside linebackers are Dookie. Yeah. So I'm just going to throw one at the third string. I don't think he's going to be seeing the field. Okay, defensive tackle. We got two seniors. Let's see what their block shedding is. Everybody's block shedding is kind of crap. This guy's is actually better. Let's see. Yeah, he's better. He's better than him. And he might not be better than him. He's not. He's got one more block shedding, but he's not as dynamic against the pass. So this M. Moore guy is probably going to sub in for passing downs. Let's see. Yeah, he'll go in over Murphy, and then Capango. Pongo. Is that a Dalmatian? He's gonna he's gonna be a 4-down player. Yeah, he's even playing special teams. And then this position is a shit show. Oh man, this guy probably doesn't see the field. Honestly, just the way that I run my defense, I'm only gonna run a 4-2-5, which is gonna be middle backer and right outside linebacker. And unless these guys are really good, they're just kind of like on the roster technically. Yeah, we will probably want to upgrade our middle linebacker. Yeah, I don't think I wrote that down, but I think we need one. Because I want 3. We're losing one who's going to be a senior. And then, yeah, I'm going to star that one too, because you want to have a strong up the middle defense. You know, you want your D tackles, middle backers, free safeties. Like, if you have those 3 positions solidified, you're going to have a decent defense. And it just doesn't look like we're going to have that. Unless I was the redshirt fish here, which I'm not really interested in doing that. Because then we're starting a 60 overall. Right outside linebacker. Like this. This is one of those scenarios. Like, why? Why would he be all the way down there and not anywhere? It makes sense at all. McCoy, this guy's decently fast, and these will probably be my two starting. This is why we're gonna do this. We're gonna start McCoy. Sorry, Fish. And he's gonna back up 2 positions. Just if someone goes down. Cool. So we have 3. That's good. 3 that I feel comfortable with. And then this is going to be all about zone coverage. So we're going to run. It's not all about zone coverage, but the primary attribute that I'm going to be looking at is zone coverage, because we'll be running zone almost exclusively. I do have a couple instances where I want to run man, but they're very few and far between. So if we're never going to run man, this is basically useless. So we can kind of prioritize what we're looking for. So I do like height, weight, and speed, and then zone. That's what I'm looking for. So 5'10", okay. Our best zone corner is going to be Hunter. He's also taller, and he'll 85 speed isn't great. So I had to make sure he's always backed off. And then this is all kind of in order. Now, I do like this guy just a little bit more, even though his zone is lower, but him being a little taller. So if we had 3 on the field, I'm just thinking about nickel situations. I don't know. This really shouldn't be this hard to figure out. His play rec is better. I'm going to play him. And then for our slot guy, he's going to kick into slot just because I don't want to keep him on the outside in long yardage situations. Even though, this guy is obviously just overall wise, like he's good. He's only a couple lower in zone. Actually, I don't know. I think I like this. I like this. I don't know if we have a lot of options otherwise. And then, so this is also funky, where we want to make sure that David is on the field. He might start at free. No, we're going to keep it like this. And then we're going to kick him down. Let's do it like this. That way we'll have Lewis, David, and Greenwood on the field as much as possible. Just whatever that configuration is whenever you go come out in the 4-2-5. Free safety is going to keep the guy in the middle of the field deep for the most part. Sometimes the strong safety will be the guy that's deep. But then that third guy will always be like a fat. Yep, he'll be a fat player. A flat defender. Flat defender. Not fat defender. Oh, I guess I did have kind of more of a fast. This guy is definitely not. He's 84 speed, 87 speed is just not going to cut it for that. And then this is the other guy I think that it had good ratings. I want to make sure whoever's the main kick returner is also the main punt returner, because we might be able to get some sneaky development out of it if he's, killing it. Walker is going to be the starter. And I don't even complete my thought. So the thought is, at the end of the season when they get the awards, if he's only returning half of the kicks, then he might not get that award. Where if I have him kicking or returning both sides, he's got a better chance of getting that award. Okay. Power back. So who has the best trucking? Okay. We'll give him a chance. They're both 5'11", 200 pounds on the dot. Okay. slot receivers. So we had some short fellers. But I don't really want to take the guys off the field. See, that's where I need to go back. Dang it. That's what I hate about the slot receiver thing is I think it should be, instead of being all the way down the depth chart, it should probably be right next to the receivers. Instead, I have to run back and forth to figure out where people are going to be. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and put that faster. Defensive end here. Oh, yikes. I don't know. 73 is not that great. Okay, we're going to do that. Okay. And then put in the backup left end. Be kind of consistent here, fellas. And I said for defensive tackle, the senior. See, this is one of those situations where I could kick him inside and let him run. I don't know if I'm going to do it though. I think I'm going to keep with the plan that we had. So we're going to go start with our best defensive tackle was that senior. Is that him? I think so. And then Moore. Yeah, it was Moore. That was the second guy. And then maybe I will have him as third, just, depending on if we have injuries or something, or someone gets gassed, but then he'll move inside and then there's like a really bad end behind him. So maybe that's not the best thing to do. I guess we'll find out. That's how we were going to do that. This is our 3 best backers, and I think everyone else past them are kind of bad. So, our slot guy, we wanted this Hunter dude to go just go inside. I don't think I want him ever to be a slot guy because he's our best cover guy outside of Hunter. And I really don't want to kick both of my best guys from outside to inside consistently. So Thomas can be the third slot. So I'm going to go in dime. Okay, so we need to look at slot receiver because I wasn't sure how we were going to do it exactly. My number 1 is obviously Norton. I want to force feed Norton. Polk is good too. He's got good height, weight, and speed. Same thing with Adams. I could probably start Adams over Polk if I really wanted to. So I think Adams is going to end up being our number 1 slot receiver. And then Golden next. So who did I just say? Adams? Yeah. And then Golden. Okay. That works. Is that right? Adams, Golden, and then I think it said Polk. Oh, he's my number 2. I don't know if I like that either. Let's go back down and put Wilson. And kind of just keep it consistent with the main depth chart. Okay, cool. So, what would I say the strength of our team is? Well, our number 1 wide receiver. We have a decent edge rusher. We have a decent safety. I mean, just looking at the overalls, obviously, but like the strength of our team is pretty specific. And not very fluid. Like there's not a whole lot you can do in terms of creativity or, how to build around something like this. I would say that, 4-2-5 was definitely the call because of the safety and edge rusher. And then on offense, we have a couple backs. They're not amazing. Quarterback can run a little bit. But since we have a couple backs, and I just think that we can still run. Kind of the point of this video or the stream was to build a diamond offense, full house, diamond, whatever you want to call it, inverted, whatever. There's like inverted wishbone, I think some people call it. Anyways, I'm going to build a playbook based around those things, and I'll kind of show you my process of building a playbook. And then we'll get into our recruiting. I guess I could probably you know, since I already have my list of positions of recruiting, let's go ahead and get a recruiting board set up real quick. I'll go through that process. We can go through that process, and then I'll go through setting up my playbook for this team and how to build off the playbook, because I think that's really important, and it's something I do, and I think it makes Dynasty so much funner. Like, just picking whatever playbook it is of the team, I think, you know, you can start your season off with that, but I think making a copy of that playbook and then editing it as you go along is really kind of like the funnest way, or is a fun way. The funnest way for me is building it from scratch. Just know, because I think that if you build a playbook from scratch, you're going to know why you have everything you have in there if you do it the right way. Now, I have built playbooks where I'm just throwing stuff into the playbook. That are just kind of random. And then you get into the game and you're like, what am I going to call? And it's just like random stuff. So don't want to do that. All right. So the first thing I do whenever I'm recruiting is I'm going to just look and see if there's some wild chance that there is a 4-star or 5-star who has me in their top 5 or whatever. And we do have a few 4-stars. So we got a tight end, a running back, which is great, a couple receivers, and basically no matter what, I'm going to be adding these guys to my board. And then is there any other ones who have high pipeline? So like there's a potential that I could get him, and I wouldn't. Bronze, I'm not going to mess with. Gold, though, there's a chance that we could steal this guy. Hey, what's up, Burrito? How's it going, buddy? Yeah, so we have a chance at a couple 4-stars. Let's see if there's any gold 5-stars. There's one. You know, so if maybe no one recruits him, we might have a chance at getting a 5-star running back, which would be insane. So while we're here and we have the hours, I'm going to go ahead and just offer them. And then I really won't, unless it's like week 4 or 5 and there's a really good chance that we can get those guys, I'm not going to mark them off on my recruiting board. And I'm saying recruiting board, I'm not talking about what you're seeing on the screen. I actually document all this on a piece of paper. So like I know what positions I need. And if I have a guy who's likely to sign, I'll have it marked that I have a guy who's likely to sign. So that way I'm not going through and trying to recruit 15 of the same position and that kind of thing. Because I kind of get in a habit of doing that if I don't kind of have things organized. So we've looked at the 5 stars that are potential guys that we could get. We've looked at the 4 stars of guys that we can potentially get. As the season goes on, I'll be looking at those two. I'll look at the 4 and 5 stars and just see if there's people who are not being recruited and try to swoop in. But the 3-star is where we're going to be living for the most of the time. So offensively, we need a left tackle, left guard, and a right tackle. So I mean, the first thing I'm going to do before we get into it is I'm going to go ahead and unlock the offensive line recruiting tree part, just because I also, you know, I like to offer a lot of 3 stars, and I'll fill up my entire board with 3 stars, but I like to start off with the 3 stars that I actually want to fight for. And then, you know, by the end of the season, I can throw a bunch of offers on a bunch of random 3 stars or whatever and kind of go from there. So we're going to look for tackles first, and I like agile tackles, power guards, and athlete centers. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to first see if there's any that are already interested in this. So like, he's a pass protector and he'll probably sign. I could probably automatically there's a chance I could get him to insta sign if I offered him. I'm going to do that. But man, I wish that I had more agile guys. Let's see if there's any other pipeline guys who are agile, or yeah, agile. So like him. Nice. So now I'm gonna go and recruit, or I'm gonna go and scout those guys. If they're studs, then sweet. We didn't get the insta commit. Darn it. He was the one that was, yeah, he was. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go after these 3 tackles. We need 2 tackles. We could potentially drop this guy if I didn't, but there's no harm in getting a guy who wants to come here. He'll probably be pretty easy to get to sign. And now we're going to do the exact same thing with guards, only we want power instead of, he's another one. We might do the same thing, see if we can get the insta commit, but we're going to look for power guards. And I don't really want to get a JUCO guy here. Okay, so none of those guys kind of fit that criteria. Huh. Come on. Yeah. There's a power guy. Jeez. I might be recruiting a lot of these power dudes just to see if we can make sure that we're going after some good ones. I really like the 6'5" guys. That's nice. All right, let's just go ahead and check those out and see. This was the guy. Yeah, he has this top interest. So, and he's poop. All right, we're not gonna. That was a waste of time. Dang. Okay. There we go. Okay, so definitely him. And because we have so many guards, I'm really only gonna go after the gyms. And you're probably thinking, like, you know, you told us you only needed 1 guard. Well, this is one of those instances where I'm gonna over recruit just because I've already went through all this effort of adding them to the board. And, you know, if I get an extra gym guard, it's not gonna hurt anything. Okay. So it ended up only being 3. So I over recruited potentially 2, but none of them are guaranteed. Okay, and now we need a center. So same concept, only, you know, I'm going to prioritize athletes. It's not as important. I could get power, but athlete is what I'm looking for, mainly. Are there any that, he's the closest, and he's an athlete. We'll check him out. Is there any in the pipeline? He's a power guy, we'll check him out. Athlete. Okay. Really like to keep it to where we have a little bit of an edge in recruiting, but like I think I got a guy who wasn't pipelined at all. I don't know about him yet. Like him. Let's go. This dude is strong as shit. Okay. There we go. So, like, I could probably stop. I would like to find one more gym. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of him. Let's find one more. See if there's one more gym in this pile here, and then we'll move on. And realistically, I want to do this with every position. Like, I want to make sure that we're recruiting good players. There's some people who don't like doing that. They just like throw a bunch of like offers on 1,000 people, but I like to be a little bit more meticulous in my process. Okay, so left tackle, right tackle, left guard, center actually wasn't on my list, so my bad. I think that going forward, though, the success of the team is really going to depend on running back, quarterback, middle backer, free safety. We also want to over recruit defensive linemen because we want to have the like best group of D line that we possibly can. the more we can disrupt the quarterback into those bad throws, the better. You know, if we can get a sack, that's just an opportunity. Because we're playing Heisman, like, the quarterback doesn't need any more chances. So, so we got 17 targets. I would like to throw some dudes on there. So what I'm going to do is go to my 3-star list, and I'm going to go to those positions I just mentioned. So we're going to quarterback, and we're going to look for guys who want to come here. And I like scrambling quarterbacks who are athletes because I want to have freaks. Okay. Are there any other scramblers who have... Yeah, okay. So we've looked at 3 quarterbacks. So it's the same thing for running backs, just throwing some on the board. We're not going to recruit, or we're not going to scout these guys. We're just going to offer them, even though we might not have enough hours to offer everybody. Okay. Fullback. We don't have a fullback. There we go. Okay. So, think we'll be losing our speed rusher. I think our speed rusher was a senior. So I'd like to get another speed rusher. But that's also one of those positions where I want to scout specifically. But let's just go ahead and put us a couple dudes on here. This guy might end up being a defensive tackle, speed rusher. And see if we got any more. Yeah. Outside backer. Pass coverage is what I usually look for because they're super fast. Let's find some middle linebackers. Same thing, either athlete or pass coverage. I think they're super fast. Yeah. And then we don't have great corners, so I usually just like to kind of look through the corners and try to pick out guys who are freaks. Like this dude's 6'3". Like, I'm going to throw him an offer. I'm going to make sure he's one of the main guys in this. With those 30 hours I have left, he's going to be one of the people that gets an offer. I want to get a head start on him. And then I look for hybrid safeties. Because what I want is like Ed Reed type middle safeties. And I've seen safeties who are like 96, 97 speed, which is like crazy. I think everything is shut down at that point. If you're throwing over like 15 yards, if you're throwing down the field, it's over. Let's see. He's not hybrid. I understand that, but that's all I had. We have room for one more. Let's go. Hey, is there one that might be able to be a middle linebacker? I don't know if I like that idea. I should probably try to find another hybrid guy. Poindexter. Okay. All right, so we got our board full. I said I wanted to make sure the offer that... I'll just go to him. Make sure he's offered. Just because 6'3" is crazy. Like on the outside, if we're running cover 3 and we're running zone primarily, that dude's just going to shut things down. There ain't going to be no jump balls on that dude. All right, and then I'm just going to offer him top to bottom. I probably should go through and be more specific and make sure I get maybe a guy offered in every position, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe next week. Okay, so now I'm going to run through and create us a playbook, and then we can start getting to some games. Ball State's not my favorite team. I just picked them, if you're wondering. So the way I'm going to do this is we have two ways we can do it. We can do like just a blank playbook. What I don't like about blank playbooks is it's going to suggest plays to me that it's going to be like the Maryland Eye quarterback sneak for everything. But I like starting with a blank playbook, because if I start with a blank playbook, I know exactly what's in the playbook. So, and one of the habits that I've formed, that I suggest if you're doing this, you form, is when you're creating a playbook, making sure that you're keeping notes. I have a notebook that's open in front of me every time I play this game. That might be try-hardy or whatever, but if I'm playing Dynasty, this is how I enjoy playing it. So if I come to a situation where I don't feel like I have a play that is, I don't have a play for this situation, I then think to myself, well, what play do I want for this situation? I'm then going to write down, I'm looking for a third down play that goes to the tight end, and I want it to be a quick out or something. Then I'm going to kind of go through and figure out what playbook has that play, and what formations I have in my playbook already, if there's a play for it. If not, then I'm going to probably add another formation and kind of get in depth with the plays that are in that formation. I'm just working that way. But basically what I'm saying is that I'm making notes throughout the game if I need to add a play, or if I don't feel like I have the tools that I need. So we're going to start with a blank playbook. It's just the Maryland Eye. There's not even any. I think that's all. But what sucks about that is that in every single situation, if I ever wanted to use coach suggestions, which sometimes I am being lazy, sometimes I'm being lazy and I want to use coach suggestions when I'm just kind of goofing off, and I like to have my coach suggestions set to what I want them to be. So I do end up doing that. What's up, Fear? Oh, awesome. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I'm kind of anal about this stuff. I go crazy in depth with it. But in just thinking about this offense specifically, I want to make sure that I have a goal line situation package. And I think because I'm wanting to specialize in diamond, that full house is going to be great. Do you super sim at all? No, I don't. I play it all. I feel like the times I've ever super simmed, I just was like, well, there it all goes. So then I just start simulating everything, and then at that point I've lost all interest. So typically I'm not, because I look at the ratings and stuff when I'm setting up my depth chart as how they're going to play. Like a minute ago I was going over my offensive line. Well, really, if I'm setting my offensive line depth chart, I'm just going to want to go over overall and not the way that I did it. If that makes sense. Like I look at their power blocking, their power run blocking, their power finesse, that doesn't even make sense, finesse run blocking, and I set the depth chart based on those attributes, and those attributes aren't taken account in sim. So as soon as I start simming, I lose almost all interest, and then I might as well just delete it. So I want a goal line package, which we're going to go full house. And if you're wondering why I care about the diamond and full house, I'm really into balanced formations, even though, pro and I formation is my baby. My first baby was diamond, because it's balanced. If you over adjust to the right, I can run the exact same play to the left, and it's going to take advantage of what you're giving me. Now that's more served in like competitive than it is Dynasty, but I like to keep the principles going into both. So I want an inside, I want an outside. So we'd have slam as our inside, sweep as our outside. I want to waggle, so I want to fake it and then boot, and then I do want power. So these will be my adjustments. Power will be the call that I come out in. I then will have my inside, outside, and then I need a pass. So if everything I just said was kind of gibberish, I'm talking about my audibles. I would My inside is usually my X. My outside is usually my triangle, my waggle, and my pass. So the thought is that if I like to keep my inside, outside, pass, and boot plays all in the same audible buttons. Oh yeah, I didn't even know that, Joey. I've just that's a good point. So that way you could actually set your game plans here whenever you're setting up your plays, and then it's going to run those in Super Sim. That's cool. But we're looking at goal line. I'm going to set all these to goal line. They could also be our like short yardage if we want them to be. But the thought here is, you notice that I could probably put all those plays into my playbook, but I want to be really selective so that I know exactly what's in my playbook. And I might come back after the first game and be like, yeah, our goal line package was really crappy. X Nasty is amazing goal line formation. That's out of, what is that out of? Is that gun? Yeah. Are you saying because, like, I know that I've used it with the motion swing. I see. That is pretty nasty. This is the right formation, right? Yeah, look, you got multiple goal line specific. And I might end up putting that in. So the note that I would make to myself would be like, I didn't have enough pass-centric. I see. Yeah, I didn't have enough pass-centric goal line plays. So that's kind of what I was talking about with my notes. I want to come out in the very minimal. This isn't it. Well, I also use this nifty website that gives me all my formations. I had it bookmarked. I'm going to pull it up if I can. Dude, yeah. Joey, I agree completely. It is my favorite part, putting the playbook in with my team, and then recruiting, basing my playbook off the team that I currently have, and then adding to it as my recruiting, as the seasons go on, and my recruiting becomes, flushed out and all that. Absolutely. So I don't want this to be like a 5-hour long stream of me just creating my playbook, and it totally could be. But I'm going to go ahead and just jump into getting the rest of it hashed out. So we have our goal line. Now I want my base offense will be out of, oh, you're talking about this. Bunch X Nasty? Is that what you said? Maybe not. But my base is probably going to be out of this full house. I know that this says diamond. And there's probably an adjustment that you can make in game where you can edit this formation to the two X's, I call them sniffers. They would be fullbacks. Split X Nasty. Okay, I'll find it in a minute and take a look. Might be something we add. But I don't like using the one that's actually called diamond because there's no runs to those fullbacks or upbacks or sniffers or whatever you call them. I guess it just depends on the offense. Whereas this one, I can have 3 backs in the backfield, and I can give the ball to any of them. So, for instance, this hot halfback off tackle, I want to call this play. I want to be able to give it to that guy in that formation, whereas with Diamond, I don't get that. I do like how Diamond has all these motions out of it, and I love the double ISO, but it doesn't give me that same kind of thing where we're talking about with the audibles in the Full House. You don't have it with this. Like, I want my inside, my outside, and then we'll get a boot out of it. Which boot do we want? Boot. And then whatever our number one pass play is going to be, or maybe just a quick hitting pass play that takes advantage of blitzes. Because I like having a play that keeps the defense honest. Again, I know that we're going, it's Dynasty, and it's not exactly going to be like that because I feel like the computer just picks whatever play stops the play you pick. Split X Nasty, split wing Nasty. What formation's it out of? Is it a pistol? Let's fill this out real quick because this is not enough plays to run an entire game off of. Zone read. I definitely want zone read. We could have zone read instead of halfback off tackle, and I think that's what I'm going to do. This will end up being our outside gun. Okay, I'll look at it in a minute. And then we do want to have that, which is a play action off of this. Anything else that we want to have in here? To me, PA boot is your counter. Triple option. What are they running this one off of? Okay, so this one's running it off the backside. It's kind of dope. Okay. Huh. This is interesting because if you look at the play art in this one, and this one, this guy on the right, so he's basically always going to be outside. So we kind of have the ability to make sure that that guy's always our speed guy. So if we have a really fast running back, we want him to be on the left and right so that we could run outside with him and then have our power back as our number one back, the guy who's like actually in the H position. I don't know what you would call that. The running back that's behind the quarterback. He could be our power back. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's pretty cool. I'll change my depth chart to hit that. I guess it's already kind of set that way because our number one guy is like 87 speed and our number two and number three, I think, are just a little faster. Okay. So Full House. This is our base first down, 2nd and 5. Now we need to figure out what we're going to do on 3rd down. So I really like this too. I really like the Full House close. Like if I was going to run a team, I would have it be a close and not like I wish that all the plays that were in this were also in this, but then I wish that this was the setup, or all these plays were in this, if that makes sense. Or not that one, sorry, the close. Because then you basically have 2 slot receivers. They're on the inside. They can do a lot more moves, but you only have 1 pass out of this formation. Okay. Full House tight end. It's not balanced. Don't love it. Full House tight. This is another one that we could use on the goal line. So I think that's what we're going to do. So do we want to use the motion? Well, there's motion for power. There's motion for duo. Is there a motion play action? If not, I'm not going to touch it. No, there's not. So there's like you're just telling everyone you're going to run it every time you motion out of this formation. Okay. Even though I love duo. So you got the dive. What's our outside? Quarterback would have to be the outside. And there's not really a boot, but there's a counter. Yeah. Agreed. I agree. Definitely need more passes out of it. So this is going to be our inside. This will be our outside, technically, I guess. And then we need a counter. Like scissors, but I'm going to be wanting to get this ball wave a little faster. So we're going to go here. Actually, I didn't see the... Okay. I'm going to put both of those in there just in case. I can always call them. And then we'll go to our audibles. I want to make sure that our audibles get set with everything. So we got full house. Here's our base inside. What should be out? Let's go outside. Boot. Slants. Okay. Inside, outside. Don't really have a slants, but or a boot. Our boot would be this. The counter is our boot, technically. And then we'll start with this guy. No, we'll go there. Okay. So one of my other things that I make sure, and I talk about this in one of my videos, is that I try not to pick plays that are in my audibles. That way I always have my audibles are my base plays, but I have a fifth play. So at any moment I have 5 plays to attack whatever the defense is showing me. So if I really want to run a play, I'll click it, and then, oh, they're definitely not going to let me run this play. And then I can audible to whatever they definitely would let me run. Okay, so we got 3 pretty bare bones. I've not set any of the game plan stuff up yet. I might not do it right now. Another, you said it was shotgun. I didn't even look at it. Gun, split, wing, nasty. And this is definitely not the right formation. Split, wing, nasty. Oh. Hey now. Oh, this is going in. This is going in for sure. I like this a lot. Now, I'd like to run it a few times before we're actually running it, but that looks good, man. Thanks for that one. It's good stuff. So I like that it gives you that motion out of all of it. So, you know, if you were playing in like a competitive game against someone else and not a computer, you could really get them with that. Like if I ran this over and over and over again, then whenever you start biting real hard on that, I run this, and now the guy's like, oh crap, he can run both of those, and then you hit that one in for the touchdown or whatever. You read the tight end. So the pass play you immediately read. Okay, so you're looking for that flat route. Then you look. Okay, I see. So you're never looking at the corner route? I also want to make sure that I have I like 2 running back sets. So if we're going to be, oh geez, that's crazy. So if we're going to come out in diamond, our personnel that we're wanting to build up is our running backs. So I want to make sure we find a formation that has 2 running backs in it out of a gun that we want to run. Split twins could be it. There's a lot of split we could run. Just short yardage. So we can go split offset, split flanker close, split close. I mean, so we need to make sure that we're keeping this in perspective. We're looking for like a third, medium, second and long, yeah, that's what we're looking for here. Duo. I know about split. I've not looked at duo stuff. Is there formation specifically duo? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is that go-go stuff. Okay. Dude, I bet this jet, I bet that's crazy. Not that specific, but the jet pass with 2, I bet that's nasty. I bet that's really nasty. I'm not gonna go with the duo stuff yet. I don't like the go-go stuff. I do like the go-go stuff. I don't like maybe I don't like it. No, I'm thinking about it. I do like it because I think it's really interesting. And I bet it eats in real life and in the game. Okay, so my favorite passing play is probably mesh. I like it a lot. So if we could find a split formation that has mesh and something that goes with it. Shallow cross is nice. Now that I think about it, we might. Let's see. I really like this split slot offset. It looks good, but I don't see a mesh. Stick is good. Maybe that's what we do instead of mesh. Let's go. I'm gonna look at one more. Just see. That'd work. I kind of like this one. I think this is the formation we're gonna go with. And like I said, the first game is probably gonna be kind of a shit show in terms of like we'll probably be spamming some plays just because we won't have that deep of a play pool. But that we'll make notes throughout that game just to see what we need to change. And it'll probably be against some fucking powerhouse anyways. Split Z plus. Okay, so let me grab that in there just so I make sure I don't miss it, and I'll look at that. That's split Z. Z plus. Oh. Man, you know what gets me? they put that motion in there. Hey man, this is actually really nice. This is like some diamond stuff too. All right, you got me. Okay. So I don't want it to be a fullback here. I'll actually be making the adjustment to make sure it's both running backs. No. I like it because I don't know every single play in the game. I just know things I've went through this probably 100 times, building different playbooks. Like I said, I don't know. I've not gone into every playbook and played with every playbook. I have just saw plays that I liked throughout, adding them to my other playbooks and other dynasties and stuff like that. I know what I like though. So we need to build this just like we're doing our other stuff. So we need an inside. Since this is more of a pass formation for us, we're going to look for basically just like an inside zone. So split zone. Maybe if there was a split zone read or something, we might do that. I would like to have a speed option. There might not be one, which is a bummer. Definitely want that RPO. Like that. And now we need to start putting our passing. There's speed option. I missed it. Sweet. Okay. So now I don't want a whole lot of play action and stuff out of this. I really just want to find some decent passing plays that we can run. Yeah. Was there a load option that I missed? Flood. Y cross, definitely. That could be our mesh. That'll be one of our audibles for sure. Is there a stick? There has to be stick. There's mesh. Load option. That's nice. Yep. So like, one of the things I hate is how there's like the same play 15 times in a row. Load option is in there. I found it. But what I hate is like there'll be like the same play 15 times. And that's why I make sure that I go through and add each individual play that I want, because I feel like I'm always adding way too much of the same play. Yeah, there's no stick, which is super disappointing. But I missed it other place, so maybe there is. I don't really want to keep going through it over and over again, but no stick. So maybe we go. There was in this one. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna throw this one in there too, just to have it. It's kind of got the same same structure, so maybe I won't. Never mind. And then I want to have I do like empty just in general, so I'm gonna add an empty, and I'm gonna add a tackle over. I've never ran this specific formation, this specific tackle over, but I like having tackle overs for short yardage and stuff like that. Especially if I was more of a spread team, it just kind of gives me a little extra. I don't like this one actually, and the more I look at it, because I want to run to the tackle side, and this is wanting to run to the tight end side. Now it'd be great for this little touch pass, but I don't like that one. Like this one is what I would want to run. This is pretty nasty actually. Oh my gosh. So the tackle over, you have your tight end on the backside, and he's running a route. Oh, that's disgusting. I love that. Yeah, I've ran that before. I ran that one. I always feel like it's this right here. This play is awesome, but it's more awesome against people than it is the computer. I never can hit the tight end on this ever. Now maybe I'm reading it wrong or something, but I always feel like I want to run it. I want to run the ball. So if I have numbers, I'm just going to run it. If the outside backer or the overhang is over the slot, I'm reading him if I don't have numbers. And then a lot of times it's like I'm either throwing it to the bubble or I'm letting it go to the running back, and that guy's, I'm watching the tight end, but he's never getting open. So I don't know. Might just be me. Probably suck or something. I think we're gonna run with what we got, even though it's super bare bones. I did want to get an empty before I got out of here, just because I feel like we're pretty. We don't have any tight end play or tight end formations, really, do we? I don't know. Anyways, I'm also, if I'm going to look for empty, I should probably look for it under empty and not. Okay. Also, I hate how it doesn't show you the players in the set. So like I've had empty formations where I'm like, oh yeah, there it is, there's empty, and then it's actually like running back, tight end. Like, no, I want receivers on the field. I don't want my fullback in empty. You like the? I mean, I've never tried it. Maybe I'll try it. And since we're kind of more pistol anyways, let's do it. Oh. There's that load option. Yeah. Oh, that's not. Is that the only empty? Is these three? Huh. 5 wide. Maybe I'll just go under this and just, that gives me what I want actually. Let's find us a couple quick ones. Stick, 4 verts. I did want to put a wildcat in here too. So that's something that I forgot that I'll put in. I don't want to put too many things because I want to make sure I know what the hell I'm putting in. Stick nod and that. Okay. Scissors is nasty. They're all 11? Okay, well. And I said what just now, 5 seconds ago? I want a wildcat. Because I think the strength of our team is going to be our running backs. It might not be the right off the bat, but it's definitely what I want it to be. And I want unbalanced. All right, so we'll have power. Well, what's our base play out of this? Our base play out of this will be jet, power, counter. I think that's what we're gonna do. Yep. Okay. All right. We need to get into it now. Get these audibles set up, and then so like this is just gonna be these 3 plays. Okay. I have a whole play or the whole world's open. So our inside, there's not really gonna be an outside here. We'll put nope. Yeah, that works. And then 4 verts, Y cross. Those kind of hit the same thing, I think. No, that's good. Okay. And then this one, this is crazy. Let me see this. So I think this would be our first. Our outside would be not buck. That would go here. This would go here. Nope. Maybe it would be this alerts. Okay. I like it. Inside. Outside. Don't really have a boot out of this. But we don't need one. Let's put mesh here. Don't want banks or mesh. I'm gonna go backs. And then here we'll go I had it in my brain and then it went away. Let's go white cross. That's what it was. And then wildcat, we have our base. Nope, our base was not powered. It was jet, but let's go power. And then jet. And then counter. And then PA sweep. Okay. All right. So there's absolutely no way that we're not going to have issues, but that's okay. We'll make notes and make sure that we come back and add what we need. Yep, sure. Okay. I feel like I could even add pro. I can add I formation in there. I probably will end up doing that. That might be one of the notes I make right off the bat, is adding I formation, just because it's my baby. And then I already have a custom playbook for my defense. I use it for all of them, and it's not one. It's just the defense is so uninspiring and uncreative that I just end up using the same one. But it's one that I've really hashed out, and I'm actually going to make a video about it at some point. It's like, I think it's the best defense to run for dynasties, personally, but, you know, I'm a little biased. Who are our preseason dudes for our conference? What are we? Are we? That ain't us. What are we? Am I stupid? Ignore my ignorance. You know what? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, so already locked out of these dudes. Yeah, that guy was a 5-star. Even though we had, oh jeez, a lot of players at risk too. Okay, let's look at our recruiting board real quick, because we're already gonna have to dwindle some of this down. That really sucks, because I was kind of hoping that he would kind of go under 6'6" speed rusher. Like, Jesus Christ, those 5 guys. I guess he was only a 4-star, but those dudes are insane. They're like always godly. Really? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get these guys their scholarship offers before I use up all my points again. And then whatever's left, we'll throw it on the 4 and 5 stars that we have. I think we only have 4 stars, but we have 2 openings. Maybe there's a 5-star that's being slept on. So I'll look at that. Probably not, though. It'll probably be a 4-star that we're not, or that we might be able to get, but you never know. So first off, are we even able to target him? So these are the guys, the 5 stars we can even target. I don't think we're going to have a chance, guys. Oh my gosh. Yikes. I don't think we're going to beat those teams. I don't think we have a chance at that guy, even though he'd be awesome. I don't even know his attributes, but I'm just envisioning him being amazing. And we'll have to do this back kind of one by one, which sucks, but he likes us, but I don't like him. Gotta have some movement, buddy. And those field generals are usually super slow. Fourth there. So we need to make sure we're putting a lot of points on these guys, because we might have a chance at a couple of them. Maybe. Oh, here we go. It's always a receiver that's not being recruited heavily. There we go. Man, it'd be sick to get a tackle. A big time tackle. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. At least not this week. There was one that was kind of low. Yeah. He's power, too. I'll throw him an offer just to see what happens. But now we've used up all of our targets. Let's just see if there's any out there before I go switching stuff back. Okay. There's only one. Jeez. This guy's only got one offer and he's getting ready to shut everybody out. What a douche. I guess this is number one. It's his prerogative. I'm being too judgmental. There might be a couple guys that we might be able to sneak in later, but not right now. Okay, so then I want to sort it by national rank. Dude, there's no way. I'm going to waste a bunch of hours and just put 50 into this dude and just see what happens. There's no chance. There's no chance. Right? We're a goal. I mean, maybe? No, there's no chance. Penn State's going to get him. Ohio State's going to get him. This guy, though, there's a chance. But then again, like, if we think about all the formations we just put into our playbook, there's like 2 that have tight ends in them. So, he might not. I'm not going to put all these hours into the receivers. I'm going to put like 15 on the receivers. 15 on this quarterback. But the running backs need to get a lot. Linemen are going to get a lot. Like, he's going to get 50. And then 15. And then we got to go down to the guys that we have gems on that we really want. So, like, these tackles, we really want the tackles. This guy is not great. He's that pass protector. Yeah. This guy's already, like, ready to go freaking Toledo. That sucks. Okay. 25 on these 2 guys. Which doesn't leave a whole lot for our guard. But I'm anticipating that some of those 5 stars are going to probably bounce off they'll probably block us out. And that'll kind of dumb things down a little bit for us and we can put more points. This dude, Florida's on this guy? Come fuck off. And this guy too? Fuck you, Florida. These assholes. We're going to have to go back through and scout guards. Sons of bitches. These sons of bitches. Yeah, see, that guy already locked us out. There was no chance. There was no chance on that dude. Okay, let's go ahead and oh yeah, let's go ahead and get our ass beat by Wisconsin. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't realize they started off with Ohio State, so that's great. Let's go ahead and custom Akron. Okay. Is that who? No, this is the one. All right. Well, see you on the other side. Holy shit. No, they don't. Every guard, don't care their star, they're coming to Florida. I have like 45 stars, 45 guards. Nice knowing you guys. How much money would you give me if I win Heisman, Ohio State, Akron? I don't know. There's 0 chance I'm going to win this game. With my shitty playbook. It ain't shitty, it's just very bare bones. Here we go. Let's have a good season, fellas. So we start here, full house. And come out in this. Oh, we're screwed. I need to turn those guys up because I have no idea what the hell he just said to me. I had it turned. I have the sound turned off so that at Ohio State it's over. I had this stadium sound turned off because I didn't want them turning off my audio. Yeah, the chances of me running inside against these guys are very slim. Okay. Oh. Let's go. Hey, man, we're moving the ball. Let's go. That's all we got. We just need to quiet this goddamn crowd. This shit sucks. Oh, we're not going to be able to do this either. Yikes, okay. Read the overhang. No idea if that was the right decision or not. I was trying to read the overhang, but he was just kind of sitting. There we go. Yikes. Third 19. That's a great way to quiet the crowd. And I'm not even going by my stuff either. I need to make sure that I'm looking it down in distance. My last playthrough, I was using suggestions that I set up, so I had it all figured out. And I would just click things. Now I need to be a little bit more detailed. Let's see. Okay. I'm cool with that. Oh, fuck, I gotta kick this ball. Maybe I'm not cool with that. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely gonna make this kick. Nope. Shoo-wee, boy. All right. And I think yeah, okay, we're good. I like to come out and cover 0 shell and use one of the overhang safeties. Oh, oh no. I guess, is this what it looked like in real life? No, he wasn't. He didn't know. So my theory in playing against the computer on Heisman is that the computer is always going to come out in the play that fucks you. And you have to audible at the line to the opposite. So if I want to run cover 3, I should probably run like cover 2 or cover 0. I should probably select that. Then they're going to come out with some kind of quick hitting. Oh, man. Some quick hitting thing, or they'll try to hit the edges or something. I don't think I have the right defense. I do not have the right defense set up, so that's not good. I picked the wrong playbook. Yikes. But yeah, the thought is that, like, I'm going to pick this and then audible to the play I actually want to run. So we're going to go cover 2 after calling cover 0 blitz. That don't make a whole lot of sense. But maybe there's like a balance to it. I don't know. But that's kind of been my philosophy in playing against Heisman difficulty. What in the world? It's working, I guess. Jesus. They running a bunch of quarterback power over at Ohio State. Apparently. Yeah. I guess you can do whatever you want if you can block it. This is going to be a bloodbath. I think that in real life score might be similar to what this one will be, which then that's realistic, I guess. Really? Son of a bitch. Well, that ain't very fair. I guess it's completely fair. But if they know your play, like, that's not. I should have kept it, maybe. Yikes. We are not set up for this at all. Let's see, maybe it's got to come out fast. So what we got here. I want to feed my best player is still like not even close to being competent. Compared to theirs. And that was nice. Okay. Tight. Let's run like a little goal line on 1st and 10. Oh, I don't want to run against that guy. All right. Let's keep going. Power. But let's run away. Oh, stars on the left now. Okay. Jeez. I want to go back to this and then run that speed option. And then they come out in the wide 9. Of course. This is what I'm talking about. 3rd and 1, you're coming out in wide 9? Really? I have 2 backs coming out of the huddle? Like, I hate Heisman sometimes. I hate Heisman all the time. We're punting. All right. Let's go this. So are they doing that audible shit on the offense too? I always feel like they audible whenever in their hurry up, but I don't see them doing it. Like, I'm gonna go cover 2 and then come back to cover 3. Jesus. Good try, guys. You're doing awesome. Here we go. I was sarcastic, but that's good. Come back to cover 3. I want to base out of cover 3. We got press. That ain't smart. Ah, shit. As the overhang, I have to make sure that I'm staying outside and down, or that shit's going to happen all the time. So like this guy right here, if he's the overhang, I got to make sure that I have outside leverage to make sure that if they are attacking the edge on the run, that I can keep it inside, because I don't like to spill. I like to box. which means basically I like to force everything back inside to my help. So if they're running outside, I want them to see me out there and run inside. Ah, shit, that was dumb. And then what spill is basically where you keep forcing them outside, so that you guys can rally, your defense can rally and make a tackle. But we're not fast enough to rally and make a tackle versus these guys. We're just gonna let them get the edge. So, let's go. Oh, come on, man. I've also been running out of the nickel and not the 4-2-5 because the audibles. I know I can fix the audibles, but I don't really want to freak out trying to set those audibles. See what I mean? Yikes. Okay. Now I need to condense it, so I might go to more of a 4-2-5, get a safety on the field instead of a corner, press them on the outside, and really make sure I keep leverage. Damn it. It's looking really good. You know, it's looking great. I mean, honestly, if I keep them to one score a quarter, it ain't that bad. That's respectable, right? Oh, block. Go forward, buddy. Where were you going? What were you doing? Know the situation. He ain't gonna come to you. Go to him. That blocker just stood there waiting. No, you can tackle him. It's fine. He doesn't even like this game. That was a shitty read. I honestly, I'm going to tell you straight up, since they switched the button, which, I mean, has been at the beginning of this whole game, but since they've switched the button for read option, I've been complete ass running the read option. Oh. Shut that away. Just compounding problems now. Let's just not give up the safety. Please. Stick nod. It was breaking down so fast. I probably had someone open, but I got jittery in the pocket. Okay. Too much space. Jesus, this tight end's eating me up. So, like, right now, I'm going to wait for him to audible before I choose my play. So that, you know, if the computer is basing it off whatever I'm calling, hopefully they're going to be calling the wrong thing or basing it off the wrong thing. And that's where coming out in the 0 fucks you. Well, that one score a quarter thing kind of went out the window, didn't it? I just need to get a first down. I need to possess the ball and just calm down. I do think that condensed formations might not be great right now, but we'll see, won't we? Like, that dude is just mutilating me. Let's give this bad boy a shot. Okay, cover 0, dude. Maybe get Norton. Nope. No way. No chance, bub. That D tackle is eaten. But that's what I want, though. Like, that's what I want. Obviously, everyone would want that. But I mean, when building a defense is like, give me that. And then give me a Mike who's just a stud. And then a safety who can break on everything. And it's going to be hard to beat. It's just right down the middle. Yeah, I think our morale is in the trash can. Get the play. Let's go. All right. Is the crowd shut up now? That'd be great. Full house. Looks like we're getting some kind of blitz here. So we're going to go circle to R1. R1. And then read option. Hopefully we can hit the edge on this. If I can get that outside backer blocked. And I made the wrong fucking read. Damn it. Okay. Let's go back to gun. Backs cross. Yikes. Maybe we can get a speed out on with our best receiver. Actually, now I kind of like, yeah. This is a bad read. All right. Hey, we got an interception. That's cool. I just feel like the computer's kind of shitty at throwing those. That's just too much. Too much in the middle of the field. But it kind of emphasizes that point, though, about like being strong up the middle. If we had a good Mike, you know, maybe he doesn't. He lets that outside backer take the underneath route. He takes the like short crosser and then lets the safety have the seam. And then that's covered, honestly. Let's get you here. Good play. Did it? Oh. That's the other thing is like, you just standing there flat footed. What are you thinking? Corner. I guess he's just probably like a 75 overall corner. So I can't be that upset. But man, do something. Because when I switched on, he was just standing there. I couldn't come forward. Psst. 50 seconds left till half. I mean, what am I? I'm still trying to establish a drive. I've not done that. Let's go speed option. See what happens. Want him blocked. It's too fast. That shit ain't. Get that shit out of here, says Ohio State. Jesus. Okay, maybe Y cross. I don't feel like I'm gonna have enough time. Let's throw a screen. See if we can kind of get some pressure off us a little bit. They were blocked for a second. And then we'll go straight to mesh. So it'll be, do we have the corner out? Don't think so. No. Okay. So we can't put all eligibles out into routes. They want to score. What do we got to do here? So start off in cover 6. No, I don't like that. Cover 3 to start off. And now we go cover 6. He covered 2 dudes. Let's go. All right, and now we can bring some heat off the edge. Nice. Hey, that was a good defensive drive right there. Let's go. We're feeling it a little bit. Getting a feel of our team. Kinda. This is not the greatest, situation to figure that shit out, but why did I fair catch it? Jesus. Let's get out of the half. Let's nail this bitch. $28-0. Getting our shit kicked in. What can we do? Well, like I said, when we're passing it, we can't put all 5 eligibles into routes. Just can't do it. We probably need to start double teaming that D tackle. And running the ball is working the best. Nothing is working great. I guess that slant gave us 3 yards once. All right. So run the ball. Make good reads if we're going to rerun an option. If we're passing it, make sure that we're doubling and keep you guys in the routes. And then on offense, just got to get some pressure on the quarterback. Stop giving them alignment touchdowns, I think, is a huge thing. Because we did that, definitely. Here we go. Third and 7, I'm thinking... Let's go cover 2 invert. Man, that was nasty. I had it covered on the other side. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is what he's reading, and I didn't realize he had one on the back side too. All right, let's go back to, this could be run or pass. So let's go cover 4. Bring everybody down. Cover the flats. Get the middle backer in a better spot. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Too fast for me, man. Too fast for me. Let's do that again. Bring everyone down so we can get better run alignments. Jeez. Too fast. Okay. Let's go cover 2 invert again. Pinch our D line because they're kind of eating us. Make sure he's not giving out. Yep. Maybe I should have just straight shaded to this the run strength. Let's try this again. Show blitz. Back them back up. Get them there. There we go. Oh. Great. Yeah, for sure. Yep, and it's like that in real life too. It's harder. I mean, there are those instances where like you'll call a play and you'll be like second and or you'll think you'll have the team screwed and then something pops out their ass. And I'm talking real life, but it happens in this game too. Where you're like, "Oh yeah, we got him." You can't get comfortable. But that might be trauma. That might be just going over live trauma. But I mean, they stay up. If you always have the threat of the run, then you know that just makes it that much harder on the defense. So when they keep in these positive situations, it's like I can't put 100 guys back. I can't blitz. At least I feel that way. I probably could. All right, we're going to move to the 4-4 now that we're down inside the 5. And nope. That's not what I wanted to do. He just juked the shit out of me. Damn it. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. Jesus. That's great. Over pursued. That's what I get. I should have tried to spill it. This is a close game. Why is 77 back there? What in the hell is going on? I need to... What? I mean, you would think you'd get a better block being a tackle out there, but I guess not. Dude sucks. All right, so we probably won't have the go route. Whew. And then we're right back in that situation we expressed. So that's cool. Thread the needle. Give us a little boot, maybe? Even though it doesn't... I don't know if we'll actually get this. Let's go zone read and try to hit the edge. There we go. Let's go. The alignment looked a little bit better that way. And that's why I like having the like inside outside audibles, is so that if I see something, I can obviously have a lot more control over it. That's not... There we go. Now we can run some boot. But I think it's still giving me that same look. I don't want to boot it to the overhang safety. We're going to go zone read, try to hit the edge again. Not great. That's the thing about this offense is like, I feel like there's so much more that this formation can give, and we can't run it. So we have an overhang. Maybe this comeback. I think the comeback will be open. but we need time. It's not open. Holding? Fuck. Come on, man. I mean, I know. Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, that's just dumb. We need to get some yards here. Maybe. No, I don't like that. Let's go back to our slip screen. I'm just not confident in any of our passes right now. Fuck. It seemed like he was winding up forever. So we can't put all 5 out, so we need to make sure that if we're running something, it can be ran. It's like a 2 or 3 man route combination and not. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So Y cross. Keep him in the block. We're going to double this nose. And we are going to shade half slide. Okay. Oh, shit. Nope. You got to run, man. Damn it. What could I have done? Okay. Well, they do get some guys. I double that guy. And then. Okay. I don't have anybody open. For sure. I mean, I felt like if I had just another second. Nope. But that would have been the guy. We didn't block it up. And no one got open. So it didn't really matter if we blocked it up. Let's see if we can get a different defensive tackle in. There we go. And they're just probably, I mean, if it was me, I'd just be running this ball the rest of the game. But I think I need to make sure I'm trying to get turnovers still. Obviously the game is like crazy out of reach, but Jesus. What was the score of the original game? You said 56-6, yeah. Or 52-6, okay. I just need to do better than that. Buck. Jesus. That guy was killed. He was killed. He's dead. You heard his voice. The It's again. They're killing him out there, coach. Shoo. He dropped it? What? He's fast as shit. I'll take it. Merry Christmas to me. Good block, 15. You piece of shit. All right, let's go back to our shit here. Let's see. Okay. I don't hate it. Bad read. That's okay. I feel like they're just constantly giving me this read. I didn't want to give it. I was just tapping X to continue to snap the ball, and I fucking kept it. Running boot into the overhang. We're going to run it up the middle. And it wasn't the right mic. I just felt like I had a bubble there. I got lucky that the blocks held up. How's the stream look? There's no like screen tears or anything in there, is there? It's like the first time I've ever streamed with this graphics card, or not a graphics card, capture card. So I'm not sure how great it is. That needle has been threaded. But now my backup quarterback's in and he can't run for shit. So I guess we're like turning into a passing team now. Which is probably what you should do down this amount. Fuck. I could have dunked it. I could have just dunked it down and I didn't. Just stared at it. Four over 3, cover 2 probably. We might get R1. Yep. Yeah, he's ain't got it. Ain't got the wheels. The dude is right with him. I was trying to hit the seam. Thought it would be the seam. It ended up being in cover 0. I thought it was cover 3. And this is cover 6. Oh, shit. No way's open. I'm kind of going through all of my empty pass plays right now and just seeing if one's going to fucking work, but cover 2 might have X, Y underneath him. I say Y, but I did not mean Y. I meant triangle. Son of a bitch. He was open. Hit the dude in the damn head. Uh-oh. Oh, no. When it rains, it pours, fellas. No, this is, I mean, some of the notes that we need to take from our playbook is, number one, I mean, we're pretty limited when we only come out in full house. So I do need to find another formation or two that we can use to kind of supplement what we currently got built. I do like full house. I do like the diamond. I do want to make sure that we have the right personnel to keep that as like one of our main formations. But I think that another formation that has, you know, a fullback and a tight end, keeping us running it. This is a shitty throw. I'm kind of thinking about two things at once and need to not do that. But just going forward, I feel like we have a lot of goal line packages, and I'm going to make a play chart with those goal line packages in there just to kind of give us what we need. And I think that the play chart will also help in kind of determining like the structure of the offense. We were probably a little premature in running this game, but I'm not going to lie to you. You know, we were like 2 hours into it before we ever even touched the game. So I kind of felt like I needed to give you guys some gameplay. I think before our next game, we'll have to make sure we make us a play chart so that we have thought about what the hell we're going to do because we really have been pretty bare bones in that regard. Like, I feel like I'm just calling random, and I hate that. And this is our chance to practice plays we never ran before. Dude. Dude. Oh my god. Alright. So, next possession, we'll be running clock. Get the fuck out of this game. They only need 3 points to be better. No, this is worse than what happened in real life. Damn it. I don't want to move the backers. I keep doing that on accident. I'd rather shift the D-line. Even though we're giving them a really easy run look here. Okay. Yeah, so what are some ideas here? We have a formation that utilizes 3 running backs and a running quarterback. I mean, my mind goes to pro. It goes to I formation. Because I said tight end fullback. But why do I say tight end fullback? Well, because we don't utilize them in any of our other formations. But that means maybe we shouldn't in that. I don't know. I also need to make sure that I'm picking the right fucking defensive playbook next time. Pursued. Yeah, I don't know. This is that tackle over formation. That second quarter was really gross. All right, how do we do? Pretty shitty. We had 30 yards rushing. Or 29 yards rushing. No. 30 yards rushing. 81 yard passing. Jesus. We had a turnover. So we came out even there. Will Howard just stomped on us. Not great through the air, obviously, but that's not really kind of what I wanted to be anyways. I wanted to... The air, I feel like, is secondary. We gained a little bit of yards. Hey, this ain't a bad average right here. This ain't bad. I mean, that's pretty shitty. So every time we give it to you, Marquise, good shit ain't happening. No. You know, I just don't think this is a good barometer. Yeah, those words. for what we're trying to do. It's really hard to kind of determine everything against Ohio State. No sacks. We had an interception. Cool. And that was against that guy that we talked about at the beginning where I bumped him out. He was like the 4th corner. And then when we have 3 corners on the field, he bumps out to the outside. So, and he did exactly what I thought he would do. That's why you like that speed and height on the outside. Okay, so we have some points to put on our coach. Check out recruiting before we advance. So we're not getting the 5-star. Those tackles that we looked at, holy shit, all these dudes are 3-stars that were gems that we went out and handpicked, and all fucking 4 of them were like, shove up your ass, bub. So, and they're all going to goddamn Florida, and we ain't even touching this guy's top. Pause. I mean, we're not even in his top 8, and he's about to. We have to make a big push, and we're probably not going to beat Toledo. Man, this is rough. We're number 1 on this guy. Number 1 on this guy. That's nice. Probably gonna not put any more points towards him. I don't know. We'll give it one more week and just see how it goes. He's probably going to Syracuse. We got to find a way to get. This was that guy. He's just a pass protector, which I guess I could put him at left tackle, and if he's really good. But I want to run the ball. This guy, if I'm gonna get anywhere, I have to start dumping points. 25 didn't even get us anywhere near where we needed to be. I'm gonna give him 50 this week and just see what happens. This guy, I really don't want to put any points on him. I'm just not in love with him. BB, I'd like to have him. Let's go ahead and put 25. I really like the O-line guys. I want to make sure that I'm putting significant points towards them. I don't even know. These guys are guys I've not scouted, so I don't know. Forgot about these guys. Yikes. Okay. Still not being recruited very heavy. I'm going to go ahead and put 50 on this guy. 6'5", he's a freak. And then I know that I'm close there. No, I'm going to take it off him and him. We don't need that many receivers. We need linemen. Let's go see if we can find us another agile tackle who's not trash. And I think we kind of already went through all these, so we just double check. No, there's one. And then, this guy might be able to play guard. Okay, no, there's a little bit more than I thought. I'm sticking to power and agiles just because if they're power and they're diamond guys, or gems, I can move them over. It's like this guy would stay at tackle, and he's not good. Okay. This guy would move to guard. He's also shit. Okay. It's going great. Dude, what the fuck? He's not great either. All right. Son of a bitch. That ain't go great, did it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead actually and spend our coach abilities, but we need to be smart about this. We can do one of two things. We can either open it up so that we can scout other positions and make sure that we're getting good players, or, because I don't like scouting unless I have the advanced look unlocked, so I think it's just a waste. So we can make sure that we get the offensive lineman that we need, or we can just keep hitting and get what we can get and updating our recruiting. I think I'll put both points into blocking into this tree and just making sure that, if we're putting all this effort into making sure we get linemen, or that we find linemen, let's fucking make sure we get them. That's my rationale. I mean, this is season 1, by season 3, these will all be filled. So it's, we're just trying to maximize what we have. If we can get 3 or 4 stud linemen, everything kind of opens up at that point. You don't need as good of skill players and all that. All right. So I talked about our play chart. So let's go ahead and advance. And yeah, I'm already. Is that the one center that I wanted? Are you fucking kidding me? So play chart. The thing about the play chart is we have to have the plays. We have to know the plays that we want to run. And all that jazz. Before we can put them into the play chart. So let's bounce out of this. And I think I want to do this a little different. Because here's our playbook. And see, we're very limited. And I mean, I know that was going to be the case. I said it. So I need to make sure. Basically, what I'm kind of bouncing around in my head is, do I want to remake the playbook with another playbook already built, or do I want to expand on this playbook? So here's the pros and cons. The pros for creating a new playbook off of an already built playbook is that, you know, if we get into a point where we feel like we don't have something, it's probably somewhere in that playbook. But then it's not going to be fully customized. You know, it'll be a bunch of junk inside the playbook that we don't use. And it's, you know, kind of a mess. Having said that, it was kind of a mess in this last game. And we had 20 plays. So, but for, you know, take it with a grain of salt, take it with a grain of salt. We played Ohio State with there are 3 73 overall teams in this game, and we're using one of them. That's the lowest overall in the game. So, you know, there's that. I don't know. We have options though. We can come in here and add some plays. I don't necessarily think a wholesale change would have fixed anything. We still probably would have got whooped. But we were incompetent on offense. We had nothing. So let's think here. We don't have a fullback on the roster. Therefore, pro is not what we should be running. We might be running pro next year, but it doesn't make sense to run it now. Single back makes a little bit more sense because we have fucking 6 tight ends on the roster. None of them are amazing, but you know, they're usable tight ends. And then maybe we can kind of get a couple looks based off that. But then that kind of goes from the fact that it goes away from the fact that we want our strength to be in the backfield. I don't know. See, there's all these stupid things. Now, I think maybe a combination of all these things is probably where we want to be. And putting a play in the playbook, it does not necessarily mean we have to primary out of it. So let's do this. We have a number 1 receiver that we want to feature. We have 2 or 3 other receivers that aren't bad. And we want to run it. And we have an athletic running a quarterback. Let's go. Spread. The spread formation, not the offense, but we will use probably some Mike Leach stuff. Let's go. Shallow cross. I like Mills. Smash digs. Oh shit, that's not what I meant to do. I like this alert bubble. Here's just a screen. No. Mesh. A play action out of it. Okay. Really, there's not a. All these plays really just kind of have the number one receiver running go balls. And I always felt like this formation was better at getting the slot receivers. So I think that this formation, the spread formation, in real life, it's whatever. But I feel like in the game, it's really good at helping you determine how many are in the box and then making your adjustments based off that. So obviously, if you have a light box, run inside zone. If you have a heavy box, throw it to where you have leverage. And most likely it's going to go to one of the slot receivers. So it just based off the plays that are in this. And I think that's not what I want. So I know I just went through all this and added those plays, but I think I want something that's going to feature our number one just a little bit better than spread. So I think I'm going to look for something that has more isolation type. Kind of like in basketball. It's like everybody go there and then LeBron, you go fucking dunk it. I'm kind of thinking something like that. So maybe like a bunch, maybe a trips. So let's just go up to bunch and see what they got. So kind of like how they used to isolate Calvin Johnson in the NFL. Thinking something like that. But then you also got to be able to run out of it. I got to be able to adjust my protection. So let's find us a good run out of bunch and just see while we're going through here if there's any good adjustments that or good plays that really target that number one receiver. I mean, what do you if you got a number one, what are you throwing to? Are you throwing posts, go balls, slants? Like Amon-Ra, I feel like they have a lot of motion that gets him open. It's a little bit different than our player. Our player's kind of like a hybrid between. He's not like a huge body, but I think he's 6'1". He's not super fast. He's got like 89 speed, but that ain't slow. So I think posts and slants are probably better for him. Shit, I don't know. Might have to go to the drawing board on this one, do some research. Bunch open looks pretty good. Except for the guy runs 3 routes. Slant, go. Kind of a slant and breaking route. So he's not really got, and I know I can audible him obviously, but maybe that's one we look at. It's just not got a whole lot of options. This is way better because number one, I have all these RPOs where I could just be feeding this dude these out routes, but then he's kind of inside, like in a slot, so he has all the inside and outside routes that I could audible him to, and he potentially could get open. So this might be a good one. I'm going to write this one down. Bunch open offset. But I'm kind of worried that I'm kind of worried that it's not the right like it's a tight end out there and not a receiver. Is there a way to be able to see what the personnel is? Is it in game plan? That don't make sense. I don't know. But I think, like I said, I think before I play my next game, I'm going to have to do some research and figure that out. I think game plan. not my game plan, right? Or you? That's what you're talking about. Bad play. I got you. Sick. Dude, I've never been in this before in my life. This is sick. Okay. It is a receiver, and then they have a tight end at the point. Okay. I kind of love it. I kind of love it. Thanks, Joey. I don't know where I would be without you. So bunch offset, I like it. This is definitely one that I can build off of and put into a play sheet. Let's see. I want to find plays that have him go in motion as well. I want him to be the deep crosser on big play action shots. I feel like it's just so much easier to throw to the slot in this game. So putting him in the slot, and then that might be an idea. I don't know. But hey, I'm going to get me some lunch. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I do plan on streaming a lot more. I know I say a lot more as if I've been doing it. This is my first stream. So I appreciate you stopping by. If you liked it, please subscribe, all that good stuff. I know people say that stupid shit, but you know, it'll probably be on weekends just because it's hard to balance work and everything. But I appreciate everyone who stuck around with me. Joey, thanks for all the stuff. Thanks for talking to me. There'll be more videos coming out. So if you can't make it to these regularly or whatever, that's fine. You can watch those videos. They'll keep coming out. And I'll probably stream on Saturdays and Sundays, but mostly Sundays because it's better. And I think the next thing I'll be doing in the next stream will be kind of compiling all the research I do over the week and finding the plays that I want to run. We'll go over that, and then we'll play our next game, go over recruiting, and I'll kind of do it like that. I would like to get through more than one game. I'd like to get through like 1 to 3 games whenever I do this. I think just kind of getting set up and getting the hang of it, though, is going to be a little bit of adjustment. But, yep, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you in the next video or the next stream. Appreciate it.